Hello. Make sure you can see. Okay. Hello. It is 11:58, so I'm going to get started in about 2 minutes. So if you're watching this at a later date, you will want to skip ahead just a couple of minutes, maybe even a couple more if you don't want to hear me talk at the beginning at all. You know, people say that I tend to go on a little bit, and I'm just kidding. I totally agree with them. I have a talking problem. I'm a chatty person, so, you know, that's okay. Just who I am. All right, I'm going to set up my timer, and we will get started very soon for some core and cardio. Fine. Is this the one I want? It is. My rest is set up, warm up, all that stuff. Okay. Perfect. My timer right there. Figure out where I need to stand. I don't know if I need anything. Wait. All right, we will get started in just a second. Okay, so welcome. My name is Katie, and today we're doing some core and cardio. We've got 4 rounds, 3 exercises per round. We're going to do 30 seconds per exercise. I think a 10-second rest in between each exercise, and then we'll repeat each round twice. So we'll do round 1, go through the 3 exercises, then go back through. The first 2 exercises will be a little bit more cardio based, and then the third exercise will be more focused on core. But hopefully you enjoy the workout and have some fun. If you've got music, go ahead and turn that on. I will not be playing any music. And also, I apologize, I wanted to try to figure out how to connect my headphones to my computer and could not figure it out. So hopefully the sound is okay and you can hear everything. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the warm-up. So we're just going to start by marching in place, getting those feet moving a little bit, as well as our arms. So we'll do about a 4-minute warm-up here, just to make sure that our bodies are nice and ready for our workout. But a little different today. I'm doing live instead of pre-recording. I have some time today. I just thought it'd be fun to do a live one. Come to the wonderful Tri-Health Norwood Fitness Center. All right, we're going to take it into some arm circles here, nice and big. You need to start a little smaller and then slowly work your way up. So I thought that would just be a nice change from my basement. Though, I do love working out barefoot in my basement. That's a nice thing. All right, take those arms back. Then we're going to take it into some hamstring curls in just a few seconds here. So just keep in mind pulling that belly button into the spine throughout our workout today. And hamstring curls, here we go. Just kind of imagining that you're trying to take that belly button, pulling it back into the spine, and just have a nice, strong, engaged core throughout our workout. A, that helps strengthen our core, and then B, it also can help support our low back and just the rest of our body, make sure that we have nice movements here. All right, we're going to move into some low impact high knees in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Just blend those knees up toward the chest, getting those arms involved, pulling down, keeping that core nice and tight, while also making sure we're breathing. It's like a lot of things to think about all at once. Which is why I like doing group fitness and having, instructors who, try to cue you throughout. All right, we're gonna take it into some squats, and here we go. So just nice and easy here. We're just getting warmed up. So it does not need to be full range of motion quite yet. You keep that up. I forgot to turn on this fan. Extra airflow in here. Good. A few more of these. So with our squats, really making sure that we're pushing those hips back and down. Good. Rather than coming forward onto those toes. All right, rest that. We're going to take it into some side reaches, side to side here. And we'll take it nice and wide. Just open up those inner thighs a little bit. Good, and then I will show you our first few exercises here. Good, take that nice and wide, and we're just going to take it side to side. So you keep it there. Our first exercises today, we've got a windmill jack. So our first 30 seconds, we're going to be coming down, rotating, popping back up. Okay, option is to just step it out, okay? So we've got those. We're going to do a lunge with a lift. So a little lunge with a leg lift. We're going to stay on one side, and then second time through, we'll get the other side. Then our last exercise is deadlift. So if you want to grab some weights, you can. You can also do it without, or just holding something in front of you. We're just going to take it down and back up. Okay, if you want a little extra challenge, you can take it to that single leg deadlift for a little extra balance challenge. All right. So those are our 3 exercises. You can stop on the warm-up, marching in place. I'm going to grab a quick little drink here. All right, so we're going to start with those windmill jacks in 5 seconds. So 3, 2, 1, here we go. Popping it out. Got 30 seconds here. Oh, you've got 15 seconds of rest in between each one. Now, remember your option is to step that foot out and reach. If you can't touch the ground, that's okay. Okay? Just come down to where you can still maintain that flat back and lifted chest. So I don't want you slumping over like that. And rest. Good. All right, lunges with the lift. If you need to take it to a wall to hold on, add a little extra balance there, feel free to do that. All right, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to take my left leg back first. So just that lunge with a leg lift. Really squeezing into that glute as we lift that leg. Good. So a little balance challenge, trying to move as quickly as we can. So go at your own pace. Know what works for you. We've got 5 more seconds. Keep it up. And rest. Good. We'll hit that other side the second time through. All right, we've got those deadlifts. So, reminder, to keep those those knees nice and soft. Now bending all the way through. Push those hips back. Here we go. It's really focusing on keeping that bend, but we're not squatting. We're really just working hard to push those hips back. You'll feel kind of a nice stretch. Really keeping that core engaged. Squeezing those glutes up at the top. Good. Like I said, if you're doing the single leg, you can do that as well. Either touching it down in between through to a knee drag. And rest. Good. All right. Second time through. Back to those windmill jacks. Just keep it moving during your rest. Make that an active rest, whether you're just doing some toe taps or whatever works for you. All right, here we go. You can march in place. Reminder, you can make this low impact by just stepping out those feet instead of hopping them out. Good. Halfway. You've got this. Make sure you're breathing. Keep that core engaged. You've got it. We've got 6 more seconds. Keep it moving to the end. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Rest. Then breathe. And pace. And march in place. Just keep that body moving just a little bit through this rest. All right. Lunge and a lift. I'm going to take it to my right leg. And here we go. Lunge and lift. Woo. Again, you can hold on to a wall if that is helpful. Just lunging it down. Trying to move as quickly as we can without sacrificing form. So a wall or a chair can be your friend. If this is too much of a balance challenge for you, that's okay. Good to know what's a challenge and what's too much, and rest. All right, finish up with those deadlifts. 30 more seconds of work here. Then we've got a minute rest for our next round. And here we go. Down and up. Keeping that chest lifted, neck in neutral alignment with the rest of the spine. And really, again, squeezing through those glutes. Push those hips back. Nice flat back. And squeeze. Good. Keep that core tight. Especially as you come down, keep pulling it up and in. That tends to be the time that we let it go. And 1, good. All right, minute rest. Good work. All right. We've got, for our next round, we've got some burpees, plie squats, and then a warrior crunch. So we're really gonna work those on our thighs, this one. All right, so actually I'm gonna change that to a hop squat just so we're not doing too much of that. It's like a modified version of that. All right, so burpees. Option for these is to come down, walk the feet out, come back and up. You can also use a chair or higher bench so you're not going all the way down to the ground. If you want, you can lower all the way down into that push-up. Feel free to do that. I like to just hop my legs out, take them wide, and come up. Okay, we've got some options there. Next one, we've got squat hops. Because we've got that warrior crunch, I'm going to switch that out really quick. It's a little on the fly. So we're going to take it out and in, okay? Staying nice and low. Option, just keep it low, step those feet out one at a time, okay? Warrior crunch. Show you a side angle here. We're going to take it straight down, arms up, taking it side to side, elbow to knee, to work through those obliques. All right. We're starting in 7 seconds with those burpees. 2 and 1. Here we go. Ooh, hand flipped. Really taking care to make sure that we've got good form as we're doing these. So does that mean that you need to just walk it out? Maybe jump up. Figure out what works for you. Okay? With the burpee, we just want to make sure that when we hop out into that plank, that we're not dropping those hips down. That can cause a lot of pain, okay? Got 3 more seconds. Finish it to the end. 2 and 1. Good. Rest. Whew. That heart rate should be up, especially after those little burpees. All right, we're going to do those hop squats in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hopping it out and in. Again, option, step it up, stay low. Try to keep that weight back in those heels, really easy on this one. So kind of come forward. Just trying to keep that weight in the heels. 2 and 1, good. Woo! Rest. All right, warrior crunches. So again, nice wide stance. Toes pointing outward, sink it down, arms back, and here we go. Side to side here. Really trying to imagine like we are between 2 panes of glass. So we try to keep our body, pretty much lifted the whole time so that we are not bending forward like this, but trying to stay as upright as possible. Now, if that means that you need to change your range of motion a little bit, that's okay. Maybe you don't go quite as far down, but working into those obliques and our legs. Rest. Woo. All right, back to those burpees. We're not doing mountain climbers today, so if that's preferred, you could do those instead of the burpees. 2 and 1. Here we go. Now, even with the burpees, I'd rather you come up a little bit high than drop down too low. just to protect that low back, okay? So do what you need to do so that you're not sacrificing form, but still kind of getting the movement in. So maybe that means just walking those legs out and back up in it. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, back to that half squat. Dropping those feet out and in. Or stepping it out if you need some low impact. 2, and 1. Here we go. Out and in. Again, really trying to put that weight back in those heels. Focusing on pushing those hips back. Option, walk it out. Maybe you do a little bit of both. Good. Woo! It's burning those legs. Oh my goodness. 2, and 1. Ooh, Nelly. My legs will be sore tomorrow. I can tell you that. All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Side to side. Pull that belly button into the spine. Keep that chest lifted. Hips tucked under. Nice wide stance. So, because if we're here, right, it's harder to get that range of motion. All depends on your flexibility. But if you can get those legs out nice and wide, that's ideal. If you can't, that's okay too. Just do what your body can do. 2, and 1. Rest. Woo. All right, round 3. We're having fun. We're having a good time. Quick drink for me. All right. Now, we've got skiers. So we've got our feet together. High impact option first. We're going to take it side to side. So just leaping side to side here. Okay? Trying to get low on those legs. Some nice power. Option. Step it side to side. Get those arms involved to make it more cardiovascular. All right, then we've got curtsy lunges. We're just going to alternate side to side. Try to move quickly. Last one. Our core move. We're going to be in a tabletop, but instead of having our knees down, so start here. We'll lift those knees up. We're just going to slowly walk it forward and then take it back. Okay? All right, I'm going to start that over. So starting with those skiers. We ready? 2. And 1. Here we go. Side to side. And ski. Where are you skiing at? You got west. Just taking it over to north. Going to Virginia, or not with Virginia, West Virginia. Well, maybe they have skiing in Virginia. I don't know. Good, 10 seconds. So option, again, is here. Side to side, step it. Get those arms involved. 2, and 1. Woo! Oh my goodness. All right, curtsy lunges. And breathe. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Just taking that leg diagonally back behind us. Now, if you find that this exercise, like maybe you have bad knees, just too stressful, you can just take it into that squat, okay? Just do what you need to do to still get some movement in, but not suffer through pain, because that's not what exercise is about, right? We're moving to feel good physically, mentally, and rest. And we don't want to be in pain or feel like we're suffering while we're exercising. We might feel uncomfortable. We don't want to feel like we're suffering. We're in pain. All right, tabletop over. And here we go. So opposite hand, opposite foot. And then take it back. It's a little harder going backward. It's like a brain thing. I have to really think about this. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! I'm sweating. All right. It's a hot one. Skiers. 2 and 1. Here we go. So take a nice big step out. Get low on the legs. Move those arms. It's really important. So if we're just here, right? We're doing low impact, so we're just here. It makes it not quite as intense. So low impact does not have to mean low intensity. If we have those arms, it increases that cardiovascular effect. But maybe that's too much for you, so you do keep it here. And that's okay. Rest. It's all about listening to your body, knowing your limits, knowing when to push, knowing when to pull back. 2 and 1. Here we go. Having that mindful movement. Just really paying attention as we're exercising. Trying not to think about all those other things that we put on our to-do list, or, just the other stuff that's on our mind, like all the things happening right now. But, really just taking that time to focus on yourself. 2 and 1. Right back to those tabletops. Of course, that won't mean that those thoughts won't sneak in. But, just accepting them and saying, okay, thinking about that, but what I really want to do is focus on myself. 2 and 1. Here we go. Really trying hard to keep those wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Now, it's not going to be perfect, especially if you're newer to these. Whoops. Honestly, I kind of am. This is like a newer exercise for me, but I really love it. Very effective. But still kind of like bringing the ins and outs. 2 and 1. Woo, doesn't work yet. All right. All right. Slowly get yourself up so you don't fall down on the floor. All right, round 4, y'all. Got this round. We'll finish with a little bit of core. Additional core, and then we'll stretch. All right. Round 4, squat and kick. Just alternating. Setting those feet down, kicking it out. Now, maybe that movement doesn't feel too good for you. You want to do a lateral lift, just stay on one side, and also do that. So just kind of figuring out what works for you. Then we're going to do some punches, just as much as we can. Can also do a little combo, so I'll throw that in for you too, if that's something you like. If not, that's okay too. All right, our last one, we're going to do a standing crunch. So if you wanted to grab a weight, you could. We're just going to take our leg out to the side and crunch it up. Really bend into that oblique. All right? We'll do the other side second time through. All right, so squat kicks, punches, the standing side crunch. I'll give you some options for the punches if you want. Let's start with those squat kicks. Ready? And go. Squat and kick. Trying to move nice and quick. And breathe. So here we're trying to focus on that quickness. So getting down into that squat, but not worrying about hitting a super low squat. 2 and 1, okay? So more about that cardio, less about that deep squat. All right, we've got our punches. I'm gonna do some jabs and some hooks, but feel free to just do the jabs. 2 and 1, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna do less than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hook, hook. 1, 2, 5. Hook. Hook. 3, 4, 5. Hook. Hook. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hook. Hook. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hook. Hook. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest. Good. Woo! Love doing some punches. All right, standing side crunch. I'm gonna do my right side first. 2, and 1. Here we go. Now, option for this, maybe you need a little extra balance. You can hold onto the wall, you can grab a chair, just something to give you that extra balance if you need. We're really just gonna crunch through that. So bring that knee up, elbow down, getting a good crunch through those obliques. Woo! All right, and 3, 2, 1, rest. Good. All right, back to that squat kick. Or like I said before we started this round, you could also do a lateral raise. So if you did that, switching to that other side. 2, and 1. Here we go. Squat kick. Good. Keep it moving. 15 seconds. We're almost there. Last round, y'all. You've got this. Keep those hips pushing back. Don't move forward on those knees. In 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, punches. And breathe. 2, and 1. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Hook, hook. 3, 4, 5. Hook, hook. 4, 5. Hook, hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hook, hook. Hook, hook. Rest. Woo! All right. Standing crunches. We're gonna get that other side. All right. Last 30 seconds here, y'all, before I hit the floor for some core. Hold that knee and that elbow up and in. Okay? Hold on to something if you're struggling with that. Ooh, just popped open. If you're struggling with that bounce, that's okay. Good. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Ooh, another. All right. We've got a core finisher. So we are going to do that. Got 5 exercises. We're going to start with the bird dog. Alrighty. So we're going to get started in about 10 seconds. Bird dog. I'm going to start with my left arm, right leg. I'm going to take it out and in, okay? And here we go. Trying to pull that belly button into the spine. Support that low back. We don't want to be dropping, doing that, what do you call that, cow? So I was to call it cat, and I was like, no, that's not right. Okay. A little bit longer here. And 5, 2, and 1. Other side. Here we go. No breaks. Just moving right through it. After this, we've got some Russian twists. Seated. Do not need to have a weight. If you have one right by you, you can use it. Extend. Pull it in. Pull that belly button into the spine. Really engage that core. 2, and 1. All right, flip it over. Ooh, baby, I'm sweating. All right, plant those feet. Twist it out. About 30 seconds here. Options, take those feet up. If you're doing that, just make sure that you can keep your lower body nice and stable. I'm going to keep my feet planted. If you can lift those feet up, then you do it. right, 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. We're just gonna reach up and climb that rope while I try to pull down. So reaching, extending over that opposite knee, flexing through that bicep. Keep that core tight. You should be feeling this. If not, tighten up that core a little bit more. All right, then we're gonna flip onto our back for some hip bridges. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. All right, let's flip on that back hip bridges. We're gonna pop those hips up in 2 and 1. Here we go. Good. Really squeeze into those glutes as you lift it. Keep that core engaged as you lower it down. We want to try to avoid arching our back a lot as we lower. Natural thing to want to do. But our objective here is to really try to have a flat back if we are hitting the ground and not arching that back. 2 and 1. Good. All right, we're already here. So let's just do a nice extension through that low back just a little bit. Get a little stretch there. Oh. So stretch those arms and legs. Then hug those legs in. It feels good. You can do a little side-to-side roll. Start to slow that breathing as best you can. Good. All right, while we're here, let's do a figure 4 stretch before we sit it up. So one leg over the other. Pull that bottom knee toward you. And I like to use my other elbow, my left elbow right now, to push away my top knee. It's kind of making that 4. Feel a nice stretch in through that side hip and glute. 2 and 1. Let's switch sides. This is a lovely stretch. I really love this. You can also do this seated in a chair. So, you're sitting at home or sitting at work. You can just sit, do the same, make the same shape with your legs and just slightly lean into it as you're seated and get a really good stretch that way. Good. 2 and 1. Put those feet down. I'm going to spoon over to my side, push myself up. It's kind of how we should get out of bed in the morning, honestly. Cool. Sweat mark on the ground. Cute. All right. So let's stretch through the front of those hips when we've done the side. I'm just going to come almost into like a little lunge here. Just depending on where you're at. Staying with like the right angle might be enough. Just really squeeze into that glute. You should feel a nice stretch through the front of that leg. If you want a little bit more, you can come forward just a little bit, so that's more of an angle. And then I also like to add a little side bend toward the front knee. Kind of open up that chest toward the ceiling just a little bit, so I'm not completely over this way. Kind of opening up, getting a nice stretch through that body. 2 and 1. Good. Let's do the other side here. Again, kind of figuring out where that sweet spot is. Is it just squeezing into that glute? Is that enough for you? Do you want to add a little bit more by slightly coming forward? Really easing into it. Just depending on your flexibility level. Kind of figuring out what feels good, what's too much. Should not be painful. It should be, I don't know, it's hard to describe it. It should be like slightly uncomfortable, but it should kind of be like that. Like it feels good. I don't know. Feel that little stretch, but it should not be painful. If you feel any sharp pain, then definitely stop what you're doing. All right, 2 and 1. Good. All right, let's put those feet underneath us. Just hang like a rag doll for a minute, for a few seconds. Pedal those legs out a little bit, just whatever feels good. Side a little. Good. And we're gonna roll that up. We get our quad real quick. At the front of our hip, and you'll feel some of that stretch through that hip, but then with this, we really want to work down into that quad a little bit more. So again, squeezing into that glute really helps deepen this stretch. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep that knee close to the other knee. We don't want to fly it out. Hold on to something if you need to. In 3, 2, and 1. Drop that down. Let's get the other side. Again, we need that deeper stretch. One cue is to squeeze into that glute. And another one I've heard is to kind of tip the pelvis forward just a tiny little bit. But again, really just squeezing into that glute is probably the best way to describe it and make that cue. Good. All right, let's get our hamstrings. Stretch into that. Ooh, mine are tight. I had a really busy week last week and did not prioritize my physical activity, just being honest. So I think I worked out last Tuesday, and then maybe did like some walking, some small walks, but yeah, it wasn't great. But you know, that happens. I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. I can just have a busy week and just try again this week and see what I can do differently. Adjust a little so I can get that activity in because it feels good. All right, stand it up. Take a few deep breaths here. Let's take one more. We'll hold that breath up at the top and then slowly release it. Hold. And release. Awesome. I am so grateful that you joined me here today. This was a great time for me. I love teaching, love getting to get a nice workout in, while hopefully also serving you all, giving you a good workout and what you're looking for. I hope you found what you were looking for today. Feel free to comment or like this video. I've said this a couple times, but it is just so exciting when anybody engages with the content, so we love that. Do it for the other instructors too, of course. But thank you so much for joining me. You can also subscribe if you haven't already done that. And you can also email us at virtualfitness@tryhealth.com if you have any other feedback, any classes that you'd like to see. I know Brad and Buzz also do some different videos on how-tos and talk about different health topics. So feel free to tell us what you're looking for, and we will try to make that happen. Again, my name is Katie. I'm grateful you joined me today. I'll see you back here Tuesday at noon. Thanks. Sweaty.